How does a giant fall? Imagine an empire with 9,000 stores, 60,000 employees, and a staggering $6 billion in annual revenue. Now, picture a tiny startup so broke they couldn't even afford a new sofa for their office. The giant laughed at the startup's desperate offer to be bought. That laughter would soon echo in the empty halls of a fallen kingdom. This is the incredible true story of how the giant Blockbuster was brought to its knees by the underdog they dismissed, Netflix.
Hello and welcome. If you're new here, welcome to Amazing 5. Today we're gonna discuss again some amazing facts.
Our story begins when Friday nights meant a trip to a bright, vibrant store with a bold blue and yellow sign. Blockbuster was the undisputed king of home entertainment. It was a titan, a mountain in the business world that seemed utterly unconquerable. Their model was simple and wildly profitable. Rent out movies and collect hefty late fees from those who forgot to return them on time. Those fees alone made them a fortune. Meanwhile, in a small, unremarkable office, two men named Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph were nursing a simple but revolutionary idea. Their company, Netflix, was so underfunded that its office was furnished with cheap, second hand furniture. The idea for Netflix was sparked by a $40 late fee. Reed Hastings had rented Apollo 13 from Blockbuster and, like so many, had forgotten to return it on time. As he paid the penalty, a question formed in his mind. Why does it have to be this way? That moment of frustration planted a seed. He and Mark Randolph began brainstorming. What if they could create a movie rental service without the one thing everyone hated, late fees? A new technology had just emerged, the DVD. It was thin, light, and cheap to mail. Suddenly, the pieces clicked into place. They envisioned a service where customers could go online, choose movies, and have them delivered directly to their mailbox in iconic red envelopes. It was a model built on convenience, not penalties. But while the idea was brilliant, the reality was harsh. They were burning through money, struggling to attract customers, and staring into the abyss of failure. Facing financial ruin, Hastings and Randolph made a last-ditch effort to survive. In the year 2000, they flew to Dallas and walked into Blockbuster's headquarters. Their proposal was simple. Buy us for $50 million. We'll be your streaming arm. They saw a partnership where Blockbuster's massive brand could merge with their innovative online model. The Blockbuster executives listened, a faint smile playing on their lips. Then the laughter started. The idea that their billion-dollar empire could be threatened by a tiny internet movie company was, to them, utterly absurd. Hastings and Randolph were laughed out of the room. That day, Blockbuster didn't just reject an offer, they sealed their own fate. Humiliated but not defeated, the Netflix team returned to their small office with a new sense of purpose. The rejection became the fuel for their greatest innovation. They realized their paper rental model was still too similar to Blockbuster's. They needed something truly disruptive. And so, the subscription model was born. For one low, flat monthly fee, customers could rent as many DVDs as they wanted, with no late fees. Ever. This single move changed everything. While Blockbuster's profits depended on their customers' mistakes, Netflix profits depended on their customers' happiness. This fundamental shift in philosophy began to slowly but surely win the hearts of movie lovers. As the red Netflix envelopes became a common sight, Blockbuster remained blissfully unaware of the tectonic shift happening beneath its feet. Why would they change? Their stores were still packed, and they were making a staggering $800 million a year from late fees alone. They were a prisoner of their own success. The final blow came when Netflix made its next great leap. In 2007, they launched their watch instantly streaming service. While Blockbuster was still figuring out how to mail DVDs, Netflix was already making them obsolete. It was the checkmate move. Blockbuster's entire infrastructure, its 9,000 stores and massive inventory, suddenly became an anchor dragging it to the bottom of the ocean. The world was moving online and Blockbuster was stuck on the ground. In 2010, the once invincible empire filed for bankruptcy. The giant had fallen. Today, only one Blockbuster store remains in the entire world in Bend, Oregon, a nostalgic museum of a bygone era. And Netflix, the company that couldn't afford a sofa, is now a $280 billion global entertainment powerhouse. The story of Netflix and Blockbuster is a timeless tale of how arrogance can blind even the most powerful, and how a simple idea born from a single moment of frustration can be powerful enough to change the world. The laughter in that boardroom has long since faded, replaced by a lesson etched in business history: innovate or be left behind.